Man,
But it's saying it's going to broadcast.
in a minute, 52 seconds.
I think so. I don't know, but I'm last time I did it, it took 2 minutes, 2 minutes to go to even. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let it take its time before we start talking. It look like it's. Let me go on my phone see what it does.
That's crazy though. Damn, we just spent 2 hours talking about that shit.
Oh yep, I'm live. I got the
Oh, shit.
yeah, got the countdown going.
That's wow.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we about to. We
I
might.
got my earphones. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go back in the workstation. Wow.
I'll get both of us on there. I don't know. Yo, yo. Peace, peace, peace. What's happening, world? And in full Merc the Code Breaker. We here, we keeping up, trying to keep up, man. Before we start, man, like to hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's prosperous. Hope everybody's being productive. I hope everybody's free. Hope everybody's free of pain and doubt, sorrow, and anything that prescribes you to a lower form of existence. Hope we can all manifest clearly what we want. I hope we could afford to give clarity where clarity needs to be given. Hope we can understand. A lot of people tend to ask me like, damn, why are we even worrying about these celebrities and stuff like that? And depending on how old you are, that's a good question, right? If you 40, 50, 60 years old, you're not really swayed by too much of the stuff that's going on in reality, right? You actually got your own mind. If you're raising impressionable minds, these celebrities have full yoke over their minds and imaginations, right? Which would determine their future steps and how they relate to the program we call life. So, with that said, we got one of the biggest stars under the earth right now. We got the internet in a frenzy. Got the what else we got in a frenzy? I should say. Got the world pretty much in a frenzy right now. And the internet, they took a name off everything. You can tell from the title, you know what I mean? It's Kanye West, right? Also known as Ye. Um, so let me see if I can add my friend here, play a partner. What's up, Rob? Is you there? Is you popping
Yeah,
up?
what's going on?
Ain't nothing. How you feeling, brother?
How y'all feeling, man? Everything kosher?
Yeah, hopefully they can hear you because last time we did this, shit was
Oh yeah, I'm here. I can hear you fine. What's going
yeah
on?
though. So like,
Is Ye crazy?
huh?
Is Ye crazy?
Yeah, what you think?
I mean, I think he going a little far off. I'm not going to say crazy, but I mean, he definitely needs some type of, I don't know if it's attention or help. He's crying for something though. Something up with
Yeah,
him.
you gotta take that screenshot off real fast. I saw screen share. I hate when this happens. It start off real slow, but once I get it right, it's gonna make a lot of sense, man. So whoever in there, man, bear with us. Screen share. Why is you not up on the screen? I want you to. Hold on, let me see. All right, there you go. All right, all right. That should be better. You can see both of us on the screen together, right?
Yeah.
right, cool. Might be a little small, but it's all right. So anyway, yeah. A lot of people think that Ye crazy. A lot of things losing his mind. You know what I don't like, man? I'm gonna keep it real. I don't like how black people are mad at what they call anti-Semitic statements. I don't like how we quick to hear the person offend you, right? And at the same time that you think he's offending you, he's saying, I can't offend you because I am that. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give clarity to some of this Semitics, right? Now the word is Semitics, right? And they got another word called symmetry. And symmetry is how we determine beauty. It has to be symmetrical. It has to be the same on both sides. So when we come up with a language that's going to describe the differences between male and female, black and white, young and old, you cannot make young seem better than old, because to be old was to be young. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't make man sound better than female if you know you need equally, both equally needed when it comes to the creation process, right? So that language, that whatever that language was, it would had to be a beautiful language, right? And that would be, I don't know, my brain says semantics or whatever. So once we have a black and white dialogue before any other creed or race or any other thing comes into the conversation, the words and language that we're going to make from this black and white dialogue, and from that right there already, the black is bad and white is good, that was anti-Semitic, because it was already making me feel bad in order to make you feel good. So if we were the Jews, we were the original people, and we came up with a language that was beautiful, right? This is why you go back to Hebrew and all this different stuff, you know what I mean? But they have hijacked that. And this is a whole different conversation. But Kanye didn't talk about the hijacking. He's talking about why I'm not anti-Semitic or so forth, because I am the original people. The language that you are using to trick me to say that I'm being bad on you was actually done to us right now, before this, all the time, the whole time. You know what I mean? So that anti-Semitic thing is out the window. They took him off Twitter, right? You with me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
They took him off Twitter. And when they took him off Twitter, it was because of that DEFCON tweet he made. He made a DEFCON tweet. He's going DEFCON 3 when he wakes up and blah blah blah. That's when he made the anti-Semitic statement. And that was around the same time he was pressing up the White Lives Matter t-shirts, right? He wear the White Lives Matter t-shirts, and he's a big enough brand in our minds. He should be independent. Like, he shouldn't have no other entity behind him because he's Kanye. He's big enough, right? But he does it where he pairs up with the Gap, Adidas, Nike. He pairs up with people. He said he's not a designer. He's a thought. He's a thought behind the design type shit. So when he got down with what was it saying? Got off Twitter. He was making the t-shirts with another company. The guy that he was partnered up with was Jewish. So when he heard the tweet, right, he didn't make the shirts no more. He pushed the button on the shirts because of the tweet, right? So then when he talks to Kanye now, because obviously they got each other's number, he talked to Kanye. He go, bro, I think you need to visit a Holocaust museum. And Kanye said, I think you need to visit Planned Parenthood. That's my people's Holocaust museum. But that's not the only Holocaust museum they got, Kanye. There's also prisons, schools, neighborhoods. You can watch the news, and the Holocaust, people are eating it with popcorn. We don't understand when a group of people hates you for so long and has the means to actually exercise their hate on you. Once they see what they doing come true, it feeds another part. As hate and pleasure comes together, and you get something called sadistic, and they get sexually aroused from your pain. So when you talk about soft porn to that type of mind, We talking Oz. We talking 48. Another what's this shit called? Where they snitch on everybody.
Oh yeah, first
First
48.
48. Any syndication that's going to show you the black man crying. Any syndication that's going to show me being like raped and missing my family. Anytime you get to see that, that is lustful. That feeds a part of the reality that you are unaware of, bro. So
It's like
we
a
watch.
fetish.
It is. So that's what was that? What did I talk about that for?
We were talking. We go into how the black and white, like the having someone that hates you so much that it feeds, like they feed off of that, like energy wise, it becomes like a fucking perversion, if you will, for them.
It is. It's called sadistic. You can probably look it up and pull the definition up and tell me what you see on that definition. That'd be great. Kanye on the Drink Champs interview had told Nori that I start checking my bills because I lost hundreds of millions of dollars for not checking my bills, right?
Mm.
And he said, now I check my bills every Friday and I look at every bill. He said, because there's people whose full-time job is to take my money. We and you don't live in that type of reality where you are a pivot to a person being paid to take your money. So when you and it so here go another thing that I don't like about this, what's going on. When he was talking to Piers Morgan, he asked Piers Morgan how much he was worth, and Piers Morgan said not as much as you, unfortunately. And bro, rich people do it to us all the time. All the time. They always flexing, always stunting on you, right? Benz, Bentleys, don't touch it, fingerprints. Ooh, I thought I seen a bum. All this type shit, niggas. Everybody, as soon as you cross that line, everybody knows up and everything. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So now this when you down here and you say, when I get, he got a song. Ooh, when I get my money right. He ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. That was he put it on a song. Had the spelling with the beat and the conjuring the curves. Yeah. He put it on his song, and now we here.
And it keeps getting played.
And they don't understand it.
Over and over again. And
he
the
told Nori,
the more energy that's put out there, the more times it's played out there, the more it comes back for him.
The more it comes back. He understand it, man. Jay-Z understand it. Puff understand it. Birdman understand it. Leo Cohen. Fuck them niggas. Let's talk about the ones above them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now every person on TV that's non-white and even white has ran in to that same glass ceiling that's governed by them same people that he talking about. When you are in a creative struggle and your freedom and creativity is one of the same.
Right.
So if the slave wanted to free other slaves and he was on a plantation, he can't just yell out, "Master coming, we leaving out tomorrow. We all gonna gather up under this tree and we gonna dip under this time." You can't talk like that. So you got to come up with a code. You will come up with something else. And it might, and once you understand the science of like preserving something while energizing something, you realize rhythm is one of the best ways to do it.
Right.
So now we out in the fields chanting, humming freedom words while the master on a horse walking by, and he don't know that all these months and years he had you in his fields giving you stamina. Every whip is giving me determination. And every time you figured out one of these codes, we got better and better at it. So now we got enough people down. We use this shit that they call it hip hop. Because that's everything that this lexicon is doing is reporting back to those who taught you the lexicon.
Right.
I learned that from Django. Once you seen Django on the horse, every other nigga says, damn, that nigga on the horse? Who's that nigga on the horse? That nigga on the horse? And when you got to the slave master, he described them the same way. So now, when you understand that when a nigga saying a bitch or a nigga, forgive me, you realize this was the same way the slave master was talking. So if I was a baby boy listening to master talk, I would probably end up talking like this. That nigga on the horse, that hoe right there, bring that heifer right here. Because I'm only, this is how he talk.
Right.
So now we flipping that lexicon on his head, turn that into a way to get out of there and give us free. When he heard us harmonizing, he didn't name it. I mean, we didn't name it what he's hearing. I can hear an echo. Why is that? You know?
No.
You got it. You ain't on YouTube or nothing, is you?
No.
But anyway, yeah. So he takes the language and used it to make freedom. We call it the Underground Railroad, which is not really an underground railroad. It was just a path of knowledge, of understanding the humming and chanting that was being done in the field. I could imagine the master hearing that type shit and calling it whatever, maybe hip hop. You know what I mean? I can imagine even hearing boom, boom, bap and calling it hip hop. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that was not what we would have called it. If we would have named it, we would have named it hip hop. But because they named it hip hop, we owned it as hip hop, found a way to make it beautiful and all that. But you could tell in the description that it was not made and it's not designed by us. You understand? So even that right there is deep within itself. So he's talking about these Jews, man. I want to talk some shit. Can I talk some shit?
Man.
I want to go out.
He went wild with that.
This is my. I agree. I agree 100%. And this is what I'm gonna say. What makes the Jewish man so special, right? In this time right now, is the stuff that we can't see, right? The stuff that we can see is the end result. The stuff that we can't see is the making of it, right? If you use the spiritual template or the spiritual map, I call it yin yang, or you call it the yin yang, you will plug in certain things to get the truth, right? So you know that white is seen and dark is unseen. You understand? So the end result of this power is always the end result that's in the white. But what fed it? What got him there? What is he studying that puts him there? That's the black, right? The black now will lead you back to spots that I can't see him after I see him. Meaning, I can see him pull up to work, I can see him pull up to his neighborhood, and I can see him pull up to his school. I've never been inside of his schools. I've never been inside of his synagogues. You see? But I could get my hands on the Talmud. Ooh, they don't like when you talk that word. And I can get my hands on the Torah, which is allegedly the first 5 books of the thing. But I could go on YouTube. I'm going to give everybody a gem. I go on YouTube and I type in Jewish whatever I want to look up. If you type in Jewish alphabet, they're going to be dealing with the alphabet from a Jewish perspective. And they're going to spend so much time on the letter A. Bro, they're going to use the letter, but when they introduce you, they might not even start with the letter A. They mess around, start with the letter B first. And the reason why they start with the letter B first, because that's the first letter in this Torah that's describing this creation story. And the rules to understanding the Torah, right, is that in the first symbol, the first letter is the whole story. But if you can't see that, then the word would be the whole story. If you can't see that, then that first sentence would be breaking it down. And if you can't see that, the next sentence, in the first paragraph, in the first page, and the second and third, it's all breaking it down from that one thing. right? This is how they teaching their kids to process letters.
Wow.
So me and you got toys, and we got the B on there with a B, and 2 E's on there, and a little insect. And the baby come out, we like B, and they like, yeah, B. Not saying that nobody's going to learn like that,
Right.
but if we missing the spiritual component behind these words, it's so hard to now teach you about spirituality once you already think you know everything. But if I was introducing spirituality into everything you learn, and now once I see him leave his school and I see him go to work and I see the jobs that he's at the helm, at the top of, I don't have to be in his schools to see what he studies when I watch what he does at work. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Right.
When he came to the hip hop, that they labeled it. You understand? Bro, people say that when I heard Kanye talk that shit about the Jews on Drink Champs, Kanye had another interview the day after that Nori apologized. Nori went on Hot 97. I grew up in Brooklyn. I listened to that radio station. And at today's times, to be politically correct, look at the cast that they use to make this talk show pop. Ebro, half white, half black man, right? Laura Stiles, Latino woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Peter Rosenberg, white male. They on the panel sharing thoughts. Sometimes they conflict, but you're hearing ideas from both sides, right? While watching that one time, sidebar, but look, it's relevant. Watching that show one time, they was doing the show that gets out the Grammys or for shows like HBO, whatever, right? So The Handmaid's Tale was running up, a whole bunch of shows that me and you may know, and another show that we didn't know, right? And that show won. So when it came the next day, he was like, man, did you watch the show? He's like, man, that shit was garbage. Just what Ebro saying, the black male, right? He's saying it's garbage. And I think Laura Stiles defeat the Latino was agreeing with the same thing that Ebro was saying. And Rosenberg says, no, I think it was pretty good. I understood it. And he's like, man, some show one that nobody even seen. Nobody even know this show. He's like, well, I watched it. You know why he watched it? Because the title was Jewish. It had a Jewish title to the thing, which me and you are not going to look at because our world isn't trained to see the meaning in this word. So we would never crack the show open unless being told from fucking challenges on TikTok or some weird shit. You understand what I'm saying? Some backdoor way to us to get there. But we wouldn't get it from just the title. You already on Netflix, you bored, it's quarantine, you scouring, can't find nothing. You know what I mean? And this shit there. And he liked it and it went and got an award because it's catering to a certain demographic that exists amongst us that has its own entertainment.
Right.
You understand? And it's coded by the words they speak. Now, you can type in this word on your phone, on your share screen for me. It's called the Goyim. Goyim. And if we're gonna pull it up. And there's a movie. There's a movie that they made a movie out of. I think it's like
Goyim, non-Jewish.
Non-Jewish, right? The Goy, yeah. But then they had a movie that was spelt similar. Let me see if I can find a movie. Oh man. Because I need the word for the movie is Goyim, H-A-M, maybe?
Oh, let me see.
Goyim. Man, I wish I could remember the name of this movie, bro. But after I watched the Ebro show, I ended up seeing this. Let me see. Type in Jewish. Damn, man, how would I say it? Mystical creature, mythological creatures. Jewish mercy, demons and other things. Category.
Well,
Golem. Golem. Golem.
oh, Golem. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Sorry for the delay. You understand what I'm saying? No, bro. Now, let's see here. You want to read? Let me see. I ain't get your screen share. I ain't see it pop up. Did it?
There you go. Right here.
Yeah.
Golem is a creature formed out of a lifeless substance such as dust or earth that is brought to life by ritual incantations and sequences of Hebrew letters. The golem brought into being by a human creator becomes a helper, a companion, or a rescuer.
Just stop real quick. Read it again. A goyim is a creature formed out of lifeless substance such as dust or earth that is brought to life by ritual incantations and sequence of Hebrew letters.
Right.
Bro. I know it's a movie, right? So once I clicked on it, I'm like, damn, the Jewish horror? And they created a black thing, a black body, a black figure out of dust to protect them from something else, right? Now, in the Good Shepherd, this is where I got this particular rule from. You are what you touch, right? Magic, white glove magic, there we go. Once you're dealing with the magic, right? I gotta say this because people be like, why are you picking magic, Merc? I don't want to hear these words, Merc. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I pick magic, bro, is because magic is how you relieve yourself of karma. So the magician wears white gloves as a symbol of having, remember, white means pure. So when you do the white glove test, you ain't supposed to have no dust, no bag, no nothing breaking this whiteness. You understand what I'm saying to you? So white gloves means that my hands are clean. You understand? So you create another human being to do your deeds, right? To relieve you of that karmatic rule of you being what you touch, right? So now, being what you touch, white gloves. So when you see certain celebrities, you could probably, if you want to keep your screen shared and type in, I think you could type in white glove Rick Ross. Then you're gonna see his latest album when he got the white gloves on. And you know Ross is a hip hop member who has been selected by the elite, who's signed to a label that's governed by the Jews. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
Put images up there. Did you type in white glove too, or yeah? See it?
Yeah.
See the top hat? The top hat represents all that. This is the same stuff that when you listen, man. When this is all going to be relevant. Trust me when I tell you this, right? When you already have a pre-code running, right? You have symbols and images and costumes that will put the mind under that particular setting. You understand? So in these orders with craft, in these orders where they study a certain craft of brotherhood, this is how they speak to one another by hand placement with the glove, with the hat. It's going to be too much components, probably even those little lapel, little jewelry, all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? That you're going to see to let the elites know that I understand, I'm playing this game with you, yada, yada, yada.
I'm here.
So once you cross a certain level, right, as you go up, as you surpass the manipulation and go into manipulator, and you now have to study a little bit different than you were when you were being manipulated, right? So this is why they created the goyim right? Out of that black lifeless substance to protect them from another force that was already there, right? What was that other force? The white man. The white man was the other force. So when you created the word nigga, right?
Right.
Feel me on this one. When you create the word nigga, you now let me see why this ain't there we go. When you create the word nigga, you now got two people touching each other, the black and the nigga. I mean the nigga and the white, right? And now they become one of the same. You see what I'm saying? Does it make sense to you or no? When you made it the word nigga, or when you created a slave and you had a slave master, you know the crackhead and the dealer, they one of the same because they both addicted to the same thing for different extremes of it, right? So the slave master, in order to do those heinous things to you, right, he had to have that in him. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's just certain things you can't do. People can't kill chickens, people can't kill cows, people can't do a lot of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So to do these things, you got to be that thing. You got to be that right now. When especially you're dealing with people. Remember, the law is you are what you touch. This is why banks and shit don't take what they would perceive as drug dealer money. They know you will lie about it, so they got their own money matrix to wean you out in case you are getting ill-gotten money. We don't want to support you there. We're not going to help you live a life of luxury while you're doing this because we don't want to be in. You see what I'm saying? We are what we touch. So we got our own little thing. Hey, anything over 10 grand, we report to the IRS and let Big Bro get into it and blah, blah, blah. You understand what I'm saying? So, what was I saying? What was the point I was trying to make with that?
The white glove.
White being touching, you are what you touch. So you create the nigga and you got the white man in conflict with the nigga.
Right.
The whole time there's a Jew there. Nobody's worrying about the Jew.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because we constantly doing this. On the chessboard of life, they literally got it black and white. And when we sit down at the table, we know to fight. We know that we're going to fight, right? But we never, ever ask, who making us fight, bro? Hey, bro, how come you got a horse and I got a horse? How come you got metal and I got metal? Who financing your shit, bro? Oh, the same people that's financing me? How does he win if he finances both sides?
He getting paid.
He owns the board. He owns the spirit of the occupant of the board. He owns your mind, Neo.
That's deep.
Now,
that's deep.
So now when we get out of that and we come into this realm right now, where let's look at this real quick. Ancient times, we would study the stars to figure out seasons, so we can figure out growth of crops, so that we can, because this was how we sustain ourselves. So anything that's sustaining you, because you are sacred, I can't stress this enough, because you are so precious and sacred and divine. Anything that sustains you would have to be considered the same thing. So when we was very first charting all this stuff with no scientific technology that we got today, we don't got an app for that. You know what I'm saying? We was using our eyes and our knowledge to understand what couldn't be seen and the communication that was going on. You understand? We understood that was the God. That was considered God, that phenomenon of doing that. We put it into what did I go there for? So they have we are sacred. The understanding of that has been taken from us, and there has another counterfeit reality. And this is why I call the Jews Harry Potter, because they understand the language all the way down to its spiritual component.
Right.
So they're going to be doing stuff. The spiritual component is the movement that the humans, that the other people, everybody is going to be expressing with, right? So once you understand that, right? And people say, "Dan, you're giving these Jews a lot of credit." No, I'm giving my ancestors credit, and I know that they took it. This is what made Hitler mad. So now, because they understood so much of the mind from the knowledge that they took. That was the main thing, was the mind. How can they become the intercessor to your mind, right? So after, yeah, that's what it was. So we was in direct in communication with the stars. The stars were what we would worship. To study and to get intel from something would look like one is worshiping it, right? Worship and worship is only a letter off. Keep that in mind. All right. So while we worshiping the stars, God, this is how we was getting our reality. So now in the counterfeit reality, today's world, these people, the Jews, elect stars, right? Kodak Blacks, Cardi B's, Megan Thee Stallions, Little Kim, Trick Daddy, Chief Keef, Little Dirt, King Von. The list goes on. NWA. You see what I'm saying? And these they're going to be ignorant because they're niggas. This is the definition of the word. It's not my word. These are ignorant beings coming in to a system that already exists. Put the definition of Goyim up there one more time, bro, so we could read what it says. Because when it says spiritual incantations and all that, then after you after you do me a solid, when you pull up the definition, I want you to give me the highlight incantations and give me the definition of that word one more again, please, brother.
I got you right now.
Well, give me 2 seconds real quick. Tell me the definition.
A golem is a creature formed out of a lifeless substance such as dirt or earth that is brought to life by ritual incantations and sequences of Hebrew letters. That's wild because they have these and damn near every what's some little series out there now. It's a Golden Everywhere. Never heard of this movie though. Yeah, let's see.
Yo.
Yeah.
Where we at now? Incantations? What's this right here?
This is
the Goyim.
It was more stuff about the Golems, but
okay, yeah.
Right here. Now let's go ahead and put incantations in here.
I want to. What's that? Why is that? It's like a title over it, like that screen selection thing. This will add clarity to some of the horror movies that we watch. See, when you don't understand what's going on, when they put all these symbols rapidly running in motion, you don't understand the underlying story that's being conveyed that even made them pick this color to be on this villain. Why all the villains always got something wrong with their eye? Why they always wearing dark clothes? Why this and that? Why the hero and the villain is only... They always come from like the same origin. Like they always had a similar story, but they only perceive it the other way because they are the same person. Half of the movies that's going on isn't even a full movie. It's actually a thought going on inside of one person's head.
Right.
Beloved, if you don't understand what I'm saying, if you watch the Beloved and understand that movie was centered around Oprah, whoever the character Oprah was, it was in her mind. Most of that movie took place in her mind. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they got to run the reality with the movie so that when you see what's going on in the mind, you can understand it better. But the mess of the good movie is that we get confused in it and we don't understand.
It's just like It's like I was saying, every time you tell a story, it changes because it's not the story that you're telling, it's the memory of the story.
Mm-hmm. Read incantation for me one time.
Incantation. A series of words said as a magic spell or charm.
Say it
again. A series of words said as a magic spell or charm.
So you know, that sounds like a hook to a song.
Right.
So we got rappers that signed to Jewish companies that's pretty much, is it fair to say, incantations?
Fair to say. Repetitive.
Come on, man. Repetitive, saying
the
same thing.
Series of words said as a magic spell or charm.
Right. And it's being sanctioned by the Jews, right? So how do you know who is in charge? Is about when you start to speak all crazy, the thing that's in charge will come forth. Right?
Right.
He doesn't like to be talked about. Remember Harry Potter now. Harry Potter had a nemesis. What was his name? Voldemort or something like that. And in the book, they say you can't say his name. Can't say his name. There's a lot of power in names, right? So let's keep it. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. So now Harry Potter represents the Jews. You even see how Harry Potter looks. He's not a strong, hulking, he's not Greek god, and he's not big black. He's timid, round features, glasses, like the opposite of Superman. Right? So now Harry Potter is going through a magic school. Right? And that means he has to learn something, because in the magic school, you get to the magic school by doing something abnormal in the reality. Like I mean? You go behind a knoll, what they call? A sandy plain, grassy knoll. You know what I mean? And or you go under a pavement or some weird shit, and then it's like a portal to this realm. Yeah, I'm about to see what's taking it so long for the. All right, there we go. Yeah. So you see that they go right behind the scenes from this to get to the knowledge and shit. It's right. It happens simultaneously. In the Matrix, they usually refer to it as the dream world. They had the computer program to show you how it affects both sides, right? The programming of you. So if we was to analyze the Matrix, it's fair to say that most of the Matrix took place in Neo's head.
Right.
You understand now?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Kanye put on the White Lives Matter t-shirts, right? Black people who go ahead. What you about to say?
Which he did. I believe I heard he said it was basically a mockery.
You think it was a mockery? I think so too. You ever went through a friendly racial squabble with somebody?
Yeah.
And you know they being coy, but they saying shit like "God bless you."
Yeah.
Have a good day. You see what I'm saying? And
I wish you the best.
Right, bro. Only the demon would make a term like "kill you with kindness." You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't. This is a schizophrenic term. It is so oxymoronic. But when you know who you are in this reality, you could teach your kids something like that, because they're not big, black, and strong. They're not Greek gods. You understand every time you watch these shows how the Greek god, clink, 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 and you see the big hulking black man, Mike Tyson. You see Creed. You see what I'm saying? This is how they market us. You understand what I'm saying to you? King Kong. You know what I mean? This is us. So when Kanye became pivy on the way they market us, right? He came a disruptor and said, I'm gonna have free range. I'm gonna market me the way I want to see me. And the first time he did it with the not the first time, but one of the other controversial times is when he did the little what was it called? The Confederate X. Remember, he took the Confederate flag and he made it. He tried to not make it mean something bad.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite songs by Kanye is called Black Skinhead. I recommend the family check it out. The Black Skinhead, that's one of my favorite joints that get you hype. And once you understand what the title, I remember watching it with somebody. Somebody's like, "You watching this?" I'm like, "Yeah, why? What's up?" Like, "Oh, you mean this is Illuminati and all that?" I said, "Yeah." Tell me why. And I said, "Let's watch the video and tell me what you see wrong with what's going on." Right? In the video, Kanye is an electronically displayed, like electronic cartoon figure, and he's running up and down. Every time he run up to the beat, his physicality changes, but he doesn't have a face. There's no detail in his face. His face is completely blank, right? But is changing, and he realized he's showing you, doesn't matter who I am, I'm gonna look like some form of this to them, right?
Right.
And at the end of the video, he's on the floor in a crucifix position saying, "God, God, God." Because damn what they think I am, who I say I am. Yeah. So in the beginning of the video, he's showing you this is what, no matter who any of you niggas think you are, they seeing you like this.
And that makes sense in his music now.
Right. Because creativity and freedom goes hand in hand. You ain't got enough freedom to say the Jews is doing this and they playing like this and they doing that because you're still looking for a bag.
Right.
So why did he do it now and not then? It's because all the people that was rich before him ain't waged war yet. Right? Money, power, respect. He said this on Nori. These ain't my words. He said, what did Little Kim say on that song? First you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the respect. Tupac said, "You said get your money right. Go to war. I can't go to war if my money ain't right." Pac said, "I got my money right." What that mean? I'm going to war. Hov said, "Mind right, money right. I'm ready for war." That was on Meth Bleak album. You see what I'm saying? So everybody that's playing a certain game understands this, right? What number do you take them to war? One would say, 50 million. And then you get there, you realize that's not enough. One file court date and you out of here. That 50 million done. So now we realize $1 billion. And now me and you throw our hands up. We done. We can't do it. Oh my God, $1 billion. And let me tell you about that. You know, your subconscious mind knows no big or small. You determine the size of it. So you can make $1 billion seem so far away if you make it seem so far away. But if you know that you compose of trillions of cells, why not give every cell $1? And you realize it ain't that much, man. You see what I'm saying? So back to what I'm saying. He wears the White Lives Matter t-shirt and they go, "Oh, he don't care about black people." Black people saying, "Yeah, he don't." How did Kanye hear you say he didn't care about us? How did Kanye hear you think when he put the shirt on? How did Kanye hear you say on Instagram, "Yo, he tripping"? How did he hear you say that? Kanye. Somebody came and told him, "Hey man, black people don't like what you're doing." And why they saying that? They typing it on their own thing. Bro, let me tell you about business, bro. When you don't name a company after yourself, you could be behind so many other companies. So once you could own a record label and you could own a blog site. Why wouldn't you? Because whatever we blogging about, that album popping.
Right.
So if he's down on the label or he's into a Jewish webbing of advertising and marketing and political, this is why all those big rappers that I called out stood behind some political figure, right? The rappers do. But how come we never seen the Jewish man in a political thing? Why we don't have a Jewish party? But yet they are at the helm of things.
Right.
I wonder what part they own to make them be like that. Maybe they own the language. Maybe they own the words that you use. And if I keep making words that keep leaving me out of it, your brain don't even think about me. And the whole time I'm pushing you forward. Like, go on and fuck with them niggas over there. Because the one thing that people don't understand is that the Jewish man wasn't on the Capitol step. One thing people don't understand, the Jewish man wasn't on the Capitol step. They didn't raid the Capitol. Who raided the Capitol? The white man. So when he said white lives matter, who was he going to get mad? The Goyim, what the word is? Goy, yeah, and the one that made him. But he can't touch the white man because then he be dirty. So he got to tell you, ain't you mad? And you like, yeah, he mad. Why you got that shirt on, dog? Crip shit, blood shit, gang shit, real nigga shit. Hey, man, why you got that on? You want to talk blood, crip, and real nigga shit real quick? I got my notes? Because when I realized, bro, I got some books. I want you to just what you think. Tell me what you think so far. Tell me
because I'm hearing that. I'm thinking it makes more sense that I would have somebody do my dirty work. Like I got this on lock right here. So listen, you go take care of that. No, don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Oh, you telling me?
You think you know what I'm saying? Like you think you a part of us. You think you a part of this because I'm saying we might look the same. We are not the same.
Not the same, bro.
You are not. Like you said, you were not raised like me. You were not taught like me. You don't know this.
You don't.
And the teacher to you right now would be, I'm not teaching no old dog, no new trick. So here, you just go take care of that part.
Bro, you ever seen the it's so much shit, man. I want to just give hints to. All right. There's so many people. Me and my homeboy, shout out to my boy NFO Greasy. We had a conversation about genius, right? Mm-hmm. And he had genius so high up, like Einstein's and people that can't, and I still consider them, they genius to me too, right? But I think Jay-Z's a genius. I think Kanye's a genius. I think there's a lot of people that I think me are geniuses, right? It's something that we do exceptionally well, right? And doing it in 2 or 3 different zones, mentally, physically, something like that. When you start to touch into more than one zone, the zone that you came in under, like I said, if you pick rap and you're using rap, and then in that rap, you're touching on other stuff out inside of your rap, but geniusly doing it though. Not just, hey, I'm making this rap about my baby. So no, like, but when it's coded in and you're like, oh shit. Like I said, that same language that frees slaves. You understand what I'm saying? So when you see, to me now, when I see words that are represented like second, to come second in the race, or to be second on the time clock, like the seconds, minutes, shit like that. Bank, riverbank, bank with money, currency, current. When you start to see all these double words and they exist in 2 different spots, right, in the matrix, right? But yet they got the same influence in that reality. That word is genius to me, right? So when I see people like Kanye, who engineers the beat, which would be the feeling in which the words would now come over, then he plays a lot in the visuals and the aesthetics of the stuff. So now we getting backdoored by some of the information that he understood after getting there. Now, what we're hearing right now is him talk. We're not seeing the art doing it no more. We're hearing the thought. We're hearing what drives me when I make some of this stuff. This is what I'm trying to explain to some of you boneheads, right? This is the same thing that Michael Jackson went through. that song, kick me, trick me, you said kick me. You said kick me, trick me, sue me, Jew. He said Jew me, and they didn't like that, and he had to change the word, and he said sue me. Pretty much the same thing if you understand how you understand, right? Because if I said Jew, I would have been given out. Let me tell you the burden of an artist. This is what an artist's job is, bro. The artist is supposed to warn those about the problems that's ahead, because he becomes the leader, so he gets to see further. So we all know that we exist in a good and bad type reality, and we got big government behind some of this bad. And when you introduce me into this, right, I'm supposed to find an artistic way to always lead the people I came from to freedom, right? So, but when that's when the master would say, "Get that nigga," and me and you be like, "That nigga, the one that's trying to free us. That's why you that nigga, because you trying to free us, right?" But you could also be that nigga to us if you doing too much for master. You come through with Gucci on, you know what I'm saying? Big boy Benzin, you selling crack, you killing niggas, you that nigga. You see? You that nigga for massa, working against us. You part of the establishment. You talking about Versace and Gucci and all the bullshit. You don't give us free. So when Kanye was on the interview, why we ain't talking about all the good shit he's saying? Right. Why we quick to point out all the stuff somebody made you feel bad about? Like even identifying to the term black. Then after identifying to the term black, we will show you people that look like you, who we also label black, and we would treat them badly to play with your emotions to make you now have an emotional connection to the term black. So now when my Jewish mind turned Black Lives Matter into a business, the realest part of whatever could be done in that movement benefited that Jewish person. The secondary part, the awareness, I don't know if I should kill this nigga tonight, partner. I mean, I'm a cop. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I should kill this nigga tonight, partner. That awareness thing, shout out to that for even allowing that much more people to not get killed by these motherfuckers. I get that part, that little part. But we don't hear stop Asian hate no more. And when the Asian hate thing was a thing, we see them dudes accelerate straight to the office and got bills passed, got money done, got stuff done, bro. Power. So what my frustration lies with Black Lives Matter, if I may say, is that Black Lives Matter should be a conversation between black people. It should be a black on black conversation. It should be with no cameras. I shouldn't have to teach. I should teach anybody I have control and influence over how sacred you are versus your neighbor, so that you can understand that they matter. Why I know that this is where the Black Lives Matter is such a derogatory or a pun or a joke of some type is because when two black people see each other and they consider themselves ops, and there's more black people in between them, the bullets will rain, because the black people that's in between you and my person I don't like don't matter. But those same people, if there was more white people there, especially in suits and shit, it matters. And they won't do it. So the magic of us identifying the black people don't have teeth. We don't have political structure to make us matter. Right. So the people that matter have political structuring that when something goes wrong, Like you putting on the wrong shirt, you now can get ostracized by the structure that says otherwise. He also said on Nori's show, bro, Chase and JP Morgan banks gave him back his money. How much money did they give him back? $140 million. So you trying to tell me your little $20,000 you banking with these Jews is doing something, bro? If they gave back Ye 140 M's, it's not about money, bro. Money is a secondary part of everything. It's about what we look like in the reality. What position do we hold politically? People say, what's the big deal with politics, bro? Because politics turn into symbols. So now when you are making a movie and you want to make Tommy from Power seem like he's dealing with black people, you address him a certain way. You won't put him in LeBron's, but you will put him in some Jordans. Because Jordan has broke into that political mental influence. So when you see a pair of ones, you got a feeling like the Chuck Taylor. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Chuck Taylor is a political shoe. When you watch I Am Robot, it took place in the future. Black man, Will Smith, was who they selling this thing to. He ordered some sneakers from the Amazon or whatever, and when they came, they were Chuck Taylors. Because they wanted, it was so far in the future that he went back to something tangible, and it was like the Chuck. And it was like it was not no air bubble, it wasn't no vapor, it wasn't no Marty McFly. And the Marty McFly became that because it was Back to the Future. And as we narrowed into a time that we thought was far away, we actually crossed that date in the reality.
Right.
So 2000 and something, October something was the actual Back to the Future date. And so Nike, which is the shoe, the company that they knew was going to be in business from then to now took that shoe and tried to culture from the culture's point of view.
Right.
And it became like an Easter egg in real life. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but now the cross, the apple, the so much stuff. You know what I mean? Sign language of these universal things is all political. So as Kanye is existing in a time we call the now, which is going to turn into history, right? He's aware of this. He's aware because they're telling him this while they're handling him. It's only but so long as somebody who's smart is going to be being told, yo, stand like this and do like that because you want people to think like this. What? Yeah, put this on and put like that because you want people to think like this. What? It's only going to be so many times you're going to keep hearing that before you say, hold up, let me start controlling how niggas think. They got, bro. Smack him over the head, man. Time, man. You want me to keep talking, or you got something you want to say?
Nah, go ahead, keep going.
So, my man think that the genius is when you exist in more than one, like when you do something extraordinary well. I think genius is when you could touch something extraordinary well in multiple zones, right? So this is what makes art so crazy, because when you draw Michael Jackson, check this out. Political. I'm sorry. Back to art and politics. I'm sorry. Michael Jackson got a scene, the iconic joint where he take his shirt off. And I watched a show on YouTube, and they broke down those dance moves and showed you how he was fighting against the system through the dance moves. Never thought it was possible. At the ending, to validate the point, at the ending, he turned into a Black Panther.
Right.
Black Panther is a sign of the king because the panther is supposed to be stronger than all the other cats because it's solitary, it's strong, and all that is solitary. So it becomes the king because it doesn't need a lot of stuff. So it becomes, that's why Black Panther, the movie Black Panther, turned into a political identity politics, right?
Yeah.
So now in the art form, and do you remember he went to Egypt and they turned into the magic, the dust, he turned into the thing, dance, and turned back into the Black Panther. Showing you that he's tying in to the political mind frame. So let's say, quick question, knowing that the Ku Klux Klan called what's the headmaster, what's the head dude in the Ku Klux Klan called?
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster what?
Grandmaster Dragon. Yeah.
Dragon. So now, if I can put the creed, right, in the dragon or something that represents dragon, a character might be named Draco, character might be named Drake, and he's saying the creed of the Grand Dragon on an art form. It's selling politically for me because as I, the leader of the people that I want to make move, I would use that star to tell the story to the minds, which is my creed.
Right.
You ever watch Assassin's Creed?
The
movie?
No.
Bro. This shit is deep, man. This shit is
that
deep.
Shit got heavy. That shit started getting a little heavy.
So when Kanye was talking about all this shit, bro, he said Apple is the #1 company and Nike is just as popular, right?
Right.
Now, if we're going into politics, let's see why Apple picked the Apple. Because in everybody's mind, in America especially, we know the Adam and Eve story.
Right.
And it's been I want to say, what's the word where it's not in the Bible, but it has been led to believe that it was an apple. Right. Somehow we thought it was an apple, but I'm saying they don't say it. They say it was a fruit. Right. So now, right. So now the apple, if it was an apple, it got stuck in the man's neck, giving us the Adam's apple. See, and if it was a cherry, right, it's in the woman's vagina. So when you have sex, it's referred to popping the cherry. You understand? So now you might see a symbol with some cherries and a mouth on the cherries, and the mouth is supposed to give off a feminine energy, and the cherry. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But yet they're going to give you a pair of cherries signifying the male simultaneously because we're arguing over the fruit. But the fruit packs the seed. The seed gives birth to the tree. The tree is symbolic to the thought or anything that goes in that form. Remember, we go back to the yin yang using that spiritual mat, and you put stuff in that template. You got the seed, you can see it. You put it in the dirt, you can't see it. It goes into the black side. It comes out of that dirt. It comes into the light as a tree, right? And then that becomes the truth. Then inside of that tree, we can't see, and that becomes the soul and all that of the tree. You understand? So this is how it always makes sense all the way up. You could never get lost if you got a corresponding thing there with you, right? So there's a lot of stuff that Kanye has been used to. After the interview was done with Nori, he told Nori, bro, do what you got to do. Splice it up, cut it up, do what you got to do. And you might say, hey, you ain't got to tell me that, but he's used to this happening. Do you know that movie Genius on Netflix? He had no say-so over that. No. But he watched the movie, and everybody like, that's not you. He like, nah, people take so much footage of you after this while, you just let it be. You just, what would I do? So when I hear that, knowing that Netflix, probably another Jewish entity, right, is making the money off of that, right? And I hear that, and I hear George Floyd's family wants to sue Kanye for what he said. And I'm saying, bro, why? How? I'm gonna stand right here right now, bro. I don't think they deserve to get any money from that. Right? I don't know what lawyer words you're going to use to make it make sense. right? But
they gonna spin it.
They go and spin it. I heard before they got him ready for the suit, they say after that interview, Floyd's family has been receiving hate mail and this and that from how he died. Bro, you received the ultimate hate by watching him die by the white boy anyway.
Right.
What does it matter what you call crazy man says, right? If the law already got him booked for life, for whatever y'all got him booked for. Y'all got him booked. Doesn't matter. I heard all types of shit about Tupac. I heard all types of shit about JFK. I heard all types of shit about Martin Luther, Malcolm X. The list goes on. Elvis. The bigger you are, the more you hear. The list goes on, dog. So now, what makes Floyd so delicate that we can't? You know what I mean? If you don't understand what I'm saying, or if you want to say, my mom said that the court said that this guy killed them. This is the law. I'll say, okay, cool, I get you. Kobe was found innocent by law. Gil King went on there and asked about what he got charged with, what he got found innocent with. So you playing with the same thing. Why nobody ain't suing them for doing the same thing that they did to Floyd by aggravating somebody, getting hate mail to go? I'm quite sure hate mail probably went to somewhere because of that statement she said that put the angle on it like that. So why come it's good for us to do that to Kanye? Because there's probably not really too many of us that's championing that idea. It's probably the Jew.
He gonna make you feel how you need to feel.
Yeah.
For his agenda.
Mm-hmm. You know, agenda and agent. Do you know those words mean movement? If you do the etymology of those words, the root word between agenda and agent is movement. Agenda gives birth to the agent, and the agent follows the agenda.
So complete circle.
Complete circle. So you don't have to know the Illuminati. Everybody is so wondering who the Illuminati is. If you think the Illuminati is the bad people, just know they smart, right? And they so smart, they're liable to have you do their work for free. You won't never meet me, but you'll be doing what I want you to do to the T. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's what Kanye was talking about.
Exactly. He was saying it. He kept saying it from so long ago. He just wasn't saying it this blatant. But he kept saying, why y'all mad that I'm voting for Trump? Why am I supposed to be Democrat? Why are you Democrat? Who told you that? Yeah. But this is how you don't want to hear these questions because you automatically riled up. Right? Bro, he said it's not about he talked about the companies, how they relate. Said Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves. A lot of us are bent with the idea of something. Once you go into Harriet Tubman's story, they're saying that was a psych ops too. Right? That she's a fictitious character. She never existed. I don't know. Well, listen now.
That's probably why she didn't make that 20.
Check this out, yo. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks was picked by the CIA to become these people. They got footage of them sitting down in the audience being primed. So when Kanye says on that interview, he said they got a documentary on Floyd and he prayed. Do you know that the day he got, this is what he's saying to them. He said, did you know the day that he prayed on the interview, on the documentary I saw, that he prayed for 8 minutes the day he got killed? He never did that before. His two roommates said that he was saying shit like, they need somebody like me, somebody tall and black like me. They say they need somebody like me. But nobody he was talking to loved Kanye, Nori. Reason how I know that is because they didn't ask him, what do you mean? What are you trying to say? They didn't ask him to give clarity on you just giving out headlines, but you're not giving us the meat of the story. So now as we sitting there, I'm cringing. Oh, not George Floyd. Oh, he didn't die from the knee. Come on, Kanye. And then at the ending, they got a drunk Nori talking to Kanye. Yo, you are a leader. We want to stand behind you. And and then you put on the red hat. Who cares? Who cares? Then you say that the need to kill him. Why you think why is that? And Kanye said, you just said it. Who cares? Y'all don't care. So now the next day, Nori pulled the interview down. And the first person he apologized to on the air was Rosenberg, Jew. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And proving Kanye right. That the Jewish thing has been controlling Black voice. Down to us picking polo shirts, bro. Bro. This is what he says. Not us.
No, I mean? I think I'm with Kanye now. I think I understand what's going on.
Now, he said,
shit.
More shit. Here goes some more shit to validate the point. Rosenberg, Nori retract the statement. So now he got another interview given out. And he says, the boy he interviewed him said, damn, what's up with that Floyd shit? And he said, all right, this is what I want to say. Instead of me staying like I know this point this big point that I don't know, the part I don't know, I'm gonna just pose it to you like a question. Who wanted him to be this thing? Who was George Floyd talking about? You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Assuming that it's real, assuming everything he's saying is sound, why was Floyd acting like this? When you stop the tape, right, and go into the Floyd hype, when Floyd was around, I heard him and Chauvin knew each other. I heard Floyd was a Mason. I heard Trayvon dad was a Mason. And they got footage, like pictures of Trayvon dad with this thing on, with the beard and the emblems and all that on, bro.
Oh, shit.
Bro.
They making cases to use in the future.
So, I don't agree with the family suing Kanye because he's repeating what he saw in the documentary. That's like me being told as a young mind to smoke cigarettes is cool because Joe Camel and the Marlboro Man smoking cigarettes. Now I'm hooked on cigarettes and I can't sue nobody for it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why can't I take Philip Morris to court?
Yeah, these dudes made billions. I got a hole in my neck. You know what I'm saying? And I can't get nothing from that. But you won't blame how you got. I really be missing it, man. I be missing it.
They lost me with that shit.
Now you going to the Alex Jones shit. That's another thing that recently happened, right? Alex Jones was talking defamation of character on the Sandy Hook parents. Right?
Oh yeah.
And he called them crisis actors, right? And that resulted in him having to give up $1 billion, right?
Yeah, he lost that one.
Bro, let me tell you something. He's literally laughing like, where they gonna get this money from? He know they ain't gonna get that money. But check this out. I don't care about that. I don't really study white on white violence too much, right? But check this out. Check this out. He said defamation of character because of the pain he caused. He was so animate. He was on it every day to his following, saying that they were crisis actors. And somehow they found him guilty of it, right? And which I don't understand, right? Why? I don't get it, right? But anyway, they got him for that. What I think he was trying to say, right? If I may. A lot of us watch Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is white creativity, right? Mm-hmm. With no restriction, right? So you're going into the labyrinth of his mind. You're going to see his sexual identity. You're going to see what he thinks is beautiful. You're going to see what he thinks is power. You're going to see his struggles in his art called the Game of Thrones. Even the title.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's showing you something, right? In the Game of Thrones, they got black people in there, and they show you how they in that white mindset how they see black people. They had the richest man of Toth, and come about he was fake. He had no money. You know what I mean, it was a cat. They got the other group of strong black men, and they castrated them. You understand what I'm saying? They castrated them. This is a fantasy for them. You understand what I'm saying? So now, in the Game of Thrones, man, what was I going with that? They show you how they,
the mind, the unpervert, like the raw, uncut mind of the white man.
The control and all that. Oh, yeah, the Lannisters, right? There was the blonde head, blue eyes, blonde hair. The son, Joffrey, had died, and the king, right, the oldest member, the king, was already plotting on what to do with his death and all that, and how to make it work for the family. You understand what I'm saying? The mom, the grieving mother of the son, saying, "Oh, you don't take a day off," or whatever she said, right? And he says, "No, I seized the opportunity," right? That is the mindset of this beast that we're dealing with. So the parents of Sandy Hook were real. Everything was real,
right? And
the realness fueled the faker part of the reality. You understand what I'm saying to you?
No.
It gets crazy.
Bring it back. Oh no, I said that earlier. They're gonna call us crazy for sure.
yeah. All right, check it out. Sandy Hook was 100% real, but the way we're going to cover it, the companies that we're going to erect, the everything that's going to come out of it is going to benefit us.
All right, okay.
So the need, why would they be crisis actors, Alex Jones? To what regard would they have to do this? Right? And that it kicks up billions. Kicks up billions, bro. And that kicking up of billions is actually them looking in on everybody. Every time something that happens, piece of your privacy threading, it gets taken. And now you took that hand down. Ooh, titties. You see what I'm saying? That's what's going on. So Sandy Hook now got metal detectors, this, that. You done erected so many companies, so much federal government-like agencies come up out of that. Then they got subcontracts and some shit that the government can't do. So they create another karmatic chain by subcontracting that to other people to do some of the other stuff. Come on.
Right. And more money.
And this is how you get laws. So when you're doing that, you say, well, how can I get to carry a gun like you? You say, don't worry, I'll put it into legislation. So now the AR-15 was being questioned not too long ago. So at the top of the year, it was going through Parliament, whatever you want to call it, and they argued about it. It was about to outlaw the AR, y'all. And it won for hunting small game and prairie dogs, the AR-15. Yeah. It's legal because it hit small game and prairie dogs, the AR. Yeah. That's what we need. That's what we need to kill a squirrel. We need an AR-15 to hit a squirrel. Yeah. Yep. I got to make sure I got that motherfucker. You hear me? Yeah. This is crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
This is what I mean.
Yeah.
So once
you know what? It's starting to make my fault. It makes more sense. Kanye starting to make more sense when you break down everything. But you have to, you gotta do the dive. You have to do the dive.
You do. And I don't like when like I said, money was king. It was a time when I was poor and you had money. Right. And you make me feel like money was the thing to do. God damn it, I got me some money. Kiss my motherfucking boot. Kiss the ring. Boy, Pierce Morgan, how much money you worth? Boy, you not worth me. Hush. Maybe you should listen to me. Nobody in the Gap worth more than me. Huh. You know what I mean? Not single-handedly. And some of you, we can combine. And y'all still can't do it.
Right.
Respect this. This is something God made. This is another thing why he keeps saying God. He's always talking about this. Is why why he apologized. He apologized because he wants, every time he apologized, the idea of God catches him in the middle of everything. Not when he's being a nigga by playing with what he was armed to do, but when he goes back into his spiritual self and he don't want to touch none of it, he says, damn, I got to pick the best language. I got to pick the best words. I really don't want to hurt nobody. I really want to be, let those who try to harm me, let those be the ones I'm trying to hurt. So let me not be as guilty as the ones that's being guilty against me. Let me be better while I'm still fighting this person, though. Right. So now you catch me doing that. And now you want me to be, what? Like he says it on Drink Champs. And it's the same thing. Listen, bro. He said, this how see, Nori ain't as smart as Kanye. So Nori said, like, if I'm at 140th projects and the projects do something bad to me, and then I come back the next day with the old ladies and they take me all through the projects, am I mad at what? He didn't know how to anchor the question, right? So Kanye says, hold on, I got a project mentality. So if I come around your block and I got my homies with me and you shoot and kill my homies, it's fuck your block, right? And he said, now you get it? Now you get it? But you think that he talking about himself, don't you? You think that Kanye is saying that if I come to your block and you shoot one of my friends, I'm saying fuck your block.
No.
You think that's how Kanye? He's telling you this is how they are treating us.
Right. Yeah.
They do that to you. How do you know this is true, Merk? Did you ever think about putting a bomb in your shoe, Rockstar?
No.
Have you ever been searched by your shoe to make sure you didn't have a bomb in your shoe, Rockstar?
Yeah.
Because when somebody outside of this population that they identify you as has tried it, so whoa, ain't no more of these. We don't want none of these other niggas doing it. So I wonder why they think like that. Because they say if one of y'all do, if you see one of y'all do it, more of y'all might do it. So now they got Jeffrey Dahmer.
Listen, watch this one, y'all. Take this one in. Soak this one in.
They got Jeffrey Dahmer. And when you do the math on Jeffrey Dahmer, a white man, I ain't gonna say rich, white man nonetheless, moved into a black neighborhood, underprivileged neighborhood, gay white man. Bro, do you understand the Bruce Wayne Batman thing that he created from picking the neighborhood in which he's now going to be predatorizing in, and how the people he's preying upon doesn't see him as a predator? Do you see how you give out a manuscript to another mindset to think like that? Do you know that same area that George Floyd, they call it the George Floyd thing, the violence went up 50% more? Do you think that is like a Ku Klux Klan member coming into a church, watching us drink Kool-Aid and worship a white Jesus and say, and he yells out, God bless y'all now. All righty now. You know what I'm saying? Not to even mention when we think we're doing good, we go work hard at the Kool-Aid factory that's owned by the Ku Klux Klan members that don't drink Kool-Aid. So I wonder what's in that Kool-Aid that they don't drink. That's being made in their neighborhoods, keeping their people employed, but being drunk by us, keeping us all by the end result of Kool-Aid. Come on, man. So this shit real. I know some my baby mom is going to school for medical, and they did a little look how they got them. Look how you know we dealing with low density people, right? They say we got to watch a movie today, and they had one of the movies medical shit. It was going to be on an autopsy, so everybody picked that because they thought they was going to see some nasty shit. Right. And the only thing they showed you was probably the rib cage. Most of it was talk. And the bull said that we don't really do as many autopsies as we used to do before because we live in a gun-driven society, right? And I noticed from being at this part of the reality that the deaths mirror trends. So once something comes out the deaths correlate with what came out.
Right.
He is at the bottom of it. He's the autopsy boy. He knows this. He's at the bottom of it. He's the autopsy boy. He knows this. Do we have to put light on the top of it somewhere to see if they know it too?
They know.
They got to know, right?
There's no way. Ain't no way.
No way. It's no way. Because if they don't know, and me and you just found out live on YouTube, high five, nigga. I'm smart. I'm a genius. I'm a fucking genius.
Yo.
Oh, man. This shit real. Now,
that's crazy.
Earlier today, we was talking about cymatics, right? Or seeing sound, right? This is Kanye touched on this too. He said that the music is not uplifting. When you hear Usher saying, you got it bad. But nobody loved them in this room, so nobody asked him to explain what he's saying, right? But Nori said, niggas got it bad, yay. And Kanye couldn't say nothing to that, right? Because he's understanding what part of the Kool-Aid how much Kool-Aid he's drinking. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, incantations. Once you go into cleansing yourself spiritually, you start to find shits called mudras. And there's ways that you place your fingers. You can type it in on your back of your jaw, mudra, however you think you spelled it, finger placement, however you want to type it into search, and you can see that it's about how you place your fingers, right? There's an art form of placing your fingers a certain way that helps your mind register energy, whatever, who knows, right? Then there's something called mantras, and they're words that you say. There are affirmations that you say, and it's just something that you say throughout the day to remind your subconscious how to not see $1 billion so big, but to see $1 billion so small. So you can attain $1 billion in a lifetime without feeling like it's outside of your mind. Because if it's outside of your mind, you would never get there. That's why when it happened, it dawned on Jay-Z. He said, "Oh, fuck it, I want $1 billion."
And the thing about that what you call it? Mudra?
Mudra, yeah.
All right, so mudra is a Sanskrit word, which is if I'm not mistaken, the oldest language known to man.
I'll have to look that up, but okay.
But Sanskrit is one of the first languages, like written out languages known to man. Okay. Mudra hand gestures.
One of the okay,
yeah. If not the, is one of the first ones known to man.
All right, okay.
Or the oldest ones out there that we know of.
What was you about to say about it though?
It gives it gives it a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Like validation.
Oh, okay.
Like it's the way it means mark or seal in Sanskrit and hand gestures. So it kind of validates certain things. It's believed that 5 fingers correspond to the 5 elements of the universe.
Right.
Wind, earth, water, ether, air, fire.
Now, I want to talk real quick. I don't know if we're about to leave on this note because I think we're going to do 2 hours on this particular application and all that. So we're going. Okay. I don't even care no more about making it short for people. Oh, Merc, don't say that. Don't lose them. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. You know what I'm saying? Because what else? You know what I'm saying? What else? You know what I mean? And shout out to Kanye, because people say shit like Hove and the NFL deal. Hove say, well, we having a conversation. We need to have this conversation. Kevin Hart, that's Kevin Hart's favorite words. We having this conversation. We're having a conversation. We are talking about it. That's good. At least we're having a conversation. That's kryptonite to the Jew, because we're now talking about him. And we're now going to look up his skirt and see his secrets. And he doesn't want you to see that, because then you're going to unwind history and see how he was manipulating history to benefit himself at any and every and all times.
Right.
Any and every and all times. The reason why Kanye is blackballed now, because one of the Jews ain't figured out a way yet to make it benefit them. But they're going to figure it out by enough of them shutting down. one would do it and push the Jewish culture forward by still going for that mighty dollar. And it's going to, no matter what Kanye does, he has to pair up with another entity. That another entity is going to be a 1 degree, or if not 0 degrees away from a Jewish power struggle.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I didn't want to ask a question. If you were going to write a book, right? You was going to write a book about your history, right? How good would you make you look?
You know me.
Now, remember what I said. You're not that unique.
Says you.
If it ain't been done yet, probably can't be.
Why you say that? What gives you truth? What makes it true? What makes that statement true to you?
Okay. Thousands of years. Let's go back thousands of years. Let's go back hundreds of generations. Right? Let's go back to when they really believed technology existed. Based on when it actually existed. I'm gonna go a little far. I might have throw something out there a little far fetched, but like imagine if somebody from the future went back that far and did that shit.
Somebody to the future went back what far and did what shit?
Like our history, the history that we know. Imagine if that was altered. But that's neither here nor there. I'm saying that to say, billions of years, I mean hundreds, thousands of years, hundreds of generations. If it has not been done yet, there's nothing new under the sun.
So
personally,
I think I see the truth in what you're saying, right? Because in the pyramids, they might have depictions of spaceships, light bulbs, watches. When you zoom in on some of these hieroglyphs, on some of them, I don't know which one is it, Sumerian, Egyptian, on any of them little hieroglyphs when they depict humans or bipedal beings, you will see them with like watches on, chariots, some stuff be flying. So I get what you're saying, because me and you as the consumer, that's why it's .com, right? You have a email is a .com because you are the consumer in the reality. In the program, you are a consumer. Then you can turn into education and become a .ed, like .ed, edu, or .org, the organization. See what I'm saying? As you go further in,
you will never be a government,
right? You can't be a .gov. .gov is something else. You see what I'm saying? So you understand these things are telltale signs of what you represent in the reality. So as a customer, we won't see some of these things yet because we don't know that these people that we call the people that's running the future, we don't know that they're biting the past. Right. We don't know that the Neuralink and internet and all of that was already done by the pharaohs. When you see some of these pictures, damn, how much I could pull up, like if you could pull up the beehive and type in like the spiritual beehive and then type in the quantum computer and share it with the family, right? You would see how they mirror one another, right? And how the beehive looks like, or even the quantum computer kind of looks like a bell, has that bell shape, and it has rings, and it is deep. It's really deep. Or when you see the symbology, and then you see it in ancient scriptures. I seen this one documentary going, just being me, just watching the stuff I watch, and I wish I could remember what it was titled. And they went into an ancient temple, right? And on the ceiling was all these like circles in stone in the ceiling. And years go by before they realized that those were gears, and they was able to turn the gears in stone on the ceiling. And it was like, yo, what type of stuff was these people dealing with to create a building that was like this? So when I go into the study of buildings, you go into words like temple, and the first men that built temples, they built temples for God. Wow. So the masonry that went into it, the detail, the inspiration, the everything, the math, the placement, the material, the room count, stained glass, the number of planes, the shapes, the colors of the shape. Yo, so much meticulous stuff is compacted into these temples, right? When you say that everything that has been done hasn't been, what's the statement you said? If it hasn't been done yet,
yeah,
right.
Probably can't be.
And when you told me that, I say, I see an apocalypse.
Right.
And you was like, how so? I said, because of what I gave proof to your statement by hydroglyphs. And we are interpreting the hydroglyphs. The person who made the hydroglyph isn't there telling us what to interpret. Like right. we it was a blank, blink, and we came from that and then went back. We uncovered it.
Right.
We literally dug it up. We literally cracked. We got into the pyramid and made a schematic of it, and we're still discovering stuff.
Right.
Because it's the code is hidden in everything. One thing you got to understand once you're dealing with sacredness, there's nothing superficial with sacredness. So you say that I'm not unique as I think I am, and I believe that the uniqueness of every human is at the extreme of their existence. Now, to make that make sense, if you go inside of me, you will get to the bone. Then that everybody will have bone. Everybody would have muscle. Everybody would have this. Everybody would have that. Then they'll get to the skin. Then you would get to the fingerprint. That's the extreme of my creation is my fingerprint.
Right.
And that energetic sequence that finally so far. Yeah. So far. Right. So far. And there's others, right? Because your phone unlocks with your face. Even though my daughter's face unlocks my phone. Not all of my daughters, my middle daughter, my younger daughter, they want to play ball. Shout out to Munchie. You know what I'm saying? Her face unlocked my phone. Right? So whatever the phone is using as true points could be dubbed, but the fingerprint can't be dubbed as easy unless I think twins may have the same fingerprint. I believe. I think they got the same DNA. I learned that on Maury, and I seen that on one of them like CSI shows or some shit like that. Yeah. But anyway, man, so far so good. If you had to rate the show, bro, real talk. If you had to rate the show, how would you rate the show?
Given what I'm getting out of what I got out of it, I give it a solid 7.
Yeah, good.
Solid 7.
And concluding,
and missing other key points is where the other 3 points go.
Okay, no doubt. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a lot, but also all together, it's a lot going into. Because I like how this whole show was based off of what Kanye said, and we never got off topic. It was always off. It was always the same topic. It was always the spiritual, like the magic, the spelling, the conjuring, the casting, the spells, and it was based off of the fact that he's been telling us these things, and this is what's going on. We've been saying these things too. Like these are things that you've been saying already, but like now it's like now he's saying it, he crazy, and it came off crazy. I wasn't with him for a lot of that shit, but it makes more sense. It makes a whole lot more sense when you break it down.
You answered the second question I was going to say. In concluding, do you think Kanye is crazy?
No. I think he's fed up. I think he's fed up. He sounds fed up.
You know what's crazy? You know what I think is crazy is how the people that make up the audience, right? The .comers, right? Can't see the consistency. When you look at Dave Chappelle, when you look at Richard, when you see Dave Chappelle, you see Richard Pryor.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, when you see Kanye, you see Hove. When you see Hove, you see Dame Dash. When you see Dame Dash, you see Leo Cohen. When you see Leo Cohen, you see Young Thug. When you see Young Thug, you see a black man in a dress. Bro, right. When you see that, you see Public Enemy. When you see that, you see NWA. When you see the building, because I exist, I'm only a few years younger than hip hop. Right. So when hip hop was at a certain age, me and hip hop was almost the same age, right? when we both came from that infancy stage, hippity, hip hop, the boogie, the whether that, yo, and check this out, because this is going to be the continuation. This continuation is going to be based on the negative interpretation off the stars that the same people that make the negative interpretation follow the right interpretation of the star, meaning that the Star of David is a 6-pointed star. Crips got the same star. I even think GDs or one of them got that same 6-pointed star. They got the folk got the little pitchfork, right? You can see that if you type in spells or any of that when you watch a movie, you would see them drawing that, and you always see like a pitchfork as a spell thing that's referencing towards a spell, is referencing with the devil, is referencing with the witch, the pitchfork. The Bloods is a 5-pointed star. The other one got a pyramid. You see all this stuff, and then you see the names, right? Having an initiation. Same thing for Masonic initiation, right. For fraternities. You see the same thing. And you see in the Masonic Lodge, you got MC. You got a Grand Master. And in the hip hop world, you got an MC. You got Grandmaster Flash, Funk Master Flex, this and that. You see what I'm saying? Bland Master, KRS-One. These are the type things. When you watch certain movies on like Get Down on Netflix, had a little documentary, or what it was called, a little series, not a documentary, and had Will Smith's son in there, right? It's called the Get Down. And in the beginning season, they was showing
the Breakdown or the Get Down.
I think it was called the Get Down, right? And it was showing you they had when they was going from the talent and it was going into the art form of hip hop. They showed you had to learn, you had to do certain things, you had to pass initiations in order to call yourself an MC. So they already had chambers and institutions, temples of study that already had men that was already there before you, telling you what to do in order to bring the success in which we promised you before you even got it.
Right.
Right. So now when you get and make your first album and you start talking about shit that we don't see yet, and then later on you end up living it out, be like, damn, how was Hov able to see all this stuff in the past when he was talking? You see what I'm saying? And Kanye said, I'll do anything for a Blondite. That would do anything for the limelight, and we'll do anything once the time's right. And he got Amber Rose, who was a bald-headed blonde chick that did anything for the limelight, and they did anything once the time's right. And because of that, she dissipated. You see what I'm saying? But he didn't know what to ask for. And so now he got these different things. He told you I was a sexual addict. Now I'm going about it different. I asked the shorties, would you be a muse if I use you as my muse? You know what I'm saying? He trying to look at life different because he's walking through the temples of life through the spiritual filter. And once you started to understand it, because you now read the whole book, and after you read the whole book, you go into meditation and try to see how did the book make sense out of the first letter. And then now you at the point where the temple is your body and not the temple you went into. And the teacher is your mind and not the teacher that was in front of you. And the pupils is the people that's underneath you and not the people that was actually in the classroom with you.
Right.
So now when he get out in front of us and he's having a glitch between selling an album, being a politician, being this, being that, and telling the truth, all these things are spiraling around, and people over there want you to be Kanye. We want you to be this person. We want you to, while this is happening, put my wife's hat on. She got the hat too, yay. Because the last time he was there, the wife ain't had no merch. The next time he was there, they made sure they had merch with the cups. They were drinking juicy shots because they're trying to get her stock to go up. He got the juicy hat on now because he want his stock to go up. The bill of his hat had 2024, meaning the year he's supposed to be running, or could be just putting up a nice front to get Trump some momentum in Trump's time, because Trump might be coming back. And I heard that if Trump get back in, he could run for 2 terms. Because it got to be 2 terms consecutive. It don't got to be, it never, I don't know if it was ever written down or ever done where you can interrupt the terms and then get back in and run for the Dooney Boom. So you actually be in 3. And if that is possible, I could see Trump doing that. You don't think so? We got to look into that. So we're going to continue.
I definitely look into that shit because I'm all I love Trump. I see that shit.
Yeah, we're going to continue.
That boy Trump is crazy.
Yo, we're going to continue. We're going to talk about the Masonic influence on everything. The reason why the Masonic thing is such a big deal because Mason deals with building. when you're dealing with the Freemason, they're talking about building the human being. So once they build themselves, they build communities. So in the perversion of building the good community, you will build a bad community. And then you will have overseers. And those overseers will exist in a temple called jail. And then when you follow the real gang leaders they be in solitary confinement in some of the worst prisons. That is such a spiritually deprived place that when you start to create out of that mindset, all you can think about is stabbing and killing and murdering, because you in the heartbeat of that. You in the temple of that. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, this is where that saying everything I'm saying correlates with one another. From the apple meaning this telling the story through this, through all of that, it all correlates, bro. It's all the same thing. And in the middle of that correlation is a sneaky man, little hairy face, sneaky man with fake locks. He has to make fake locks to make him fit into the prophecy. Real locks, fake locks. He's trying to fit into the prophecy. And the saddest part, bro, I could keep going on for days. The saddest part is when you go and watch these just the same Jewish things on YouTube I told you to pick up, you will see that their names is sounding more African than the name Malik and Takbay and Muhammad and Anwar, whatever Islamic name. No disrespect to none of them people, bro, because we all trying to figure it out. But once you get to the source and you peep names like Amu and Anu and Amen and all that, then you start to see these Jewish people have them same names in today's time. Like not no yesterday, today they name this Rabbi yada yada yada. Don't be fooled, bro. They push you out the way and they took your language, bro. He don't got no type of imagination. He has no connection. He is stunted at the spot that he's at. He has to let somebody black in so we can push it forward. Kanye is that. Jay-Z was that. Bob Marley was that. Prince was that. Michael was that. Every one of us is that. This is why they got to monitor us. This is what Kanye said. He said that it's important that we as black people, they keep tabs on what we doing as a whole.
Right.
He doesn't see you individually, but he sees you as a whole. This ties into voting. Everybody know that voting isn't real. So why do they spend all this money to make us vote? To see if you still drinking the fucking Kool-Aid, man.
Yeah.
So, yo, with that said,
we cooking with find out.
Yeah. With that said, man, listen, man. Hey, Rock, man, I like talking to you on this shit, man. And you help me speed these shits up, man. So if you want to do another one tomorrow, man, you pick the time, man. And I'll be on this joint live tomorrow. You know what I mean? With that said, bro, love y'all. Over and out.
Love y'all,
and
people,
Merc,
man.
strong year, though. Yeah, though. And here go another little fact that we're gonna leave out with, man. If they say out of sight, out of mind, remember that statement, remember that cliche? Yeah. But if a mind is out of sight, he is ready for takeover. Out of sight, out of mind. But if a complete mind is out of sight, you are ready for takeover. So when this conversation that needs to be had, we are bringing the mind that doesn't want to be in mind. We got him in mind.
Right.
We will buy your book. We will emulate your power structure. We will become that because I am great. You are great. It's beyond a color code that makes you matter to me, bro. So I won't quantify you mattering because of your color.
Right.
Understand? You matter because I matter. You did?
Right. Just like that.
Facts. But if I had to pick a color, it'd be golden. I was chosen. I was lied to. I was stolen. I'm power in flesh. Yeah, man. We ain't crouching on that 2-hour mark, man. I hope they get their money's worth. Ain't this joint free?
Oh, shit. I'm shutting down.
Hey, listen here, man. Hit the like button, man. That's all you gotta do, man. Hit the like button, man. Just pay that internet currency forward, man. Help me get this thing off the ground. Right. Hit the like, man. Pass it around. Break it down. I'm gonna try not to curse that much. I want people to teach their kids how to answer certain questions. You might come across these questions with your kids. You don't know how to answer, and sometimes it's good to have somebody that look like you, sound like you, talk like you, explain some of this stuff in a way you can understand, or at least give you enough that you can help break it down further. And if you got more, use the comment bar, and I will help answer these questions, man. So with that said and done, for the last time, man, NFO Merc signing out, wishing y'all a strong existence and prosperous future. Got anything you want to say on your farewell? No? Peace. Yeah, though.